Hey everybody, Steve here, and today you want to get into resin printing to print out these cool little miniature dudes and paint them and do tabletop games or whatever parts that you want to print. With that said, jumping into the deep end of the pool, you're going to need a slicing program, and today I want to go over my experience of familiarizing myself with a few programs and some of the disastrous results that I ran across. So let's hit it. And today we're going to show you some big problems with Chitubox. Now, Chitubox is this basic program, is a free program that you can slice. And since I just got into resin printing with Elegoo Saturn 3 Ultra, I haven't printed anything out yet. I decided to try different slicing programs to see which I would go with. So I ran into Chitubox that we see here. This is the basic version, and it has a lot of things. A lot of people use this. But what I want to end up doing is going through and showing you how I was like, hey, this is pretty good. And so what I want to end up doing is getting, let's bring in a file here. Well, we'll just do these two. We'll do Old Man Logan, and we'll bring this into the mix. I mean, that's an awesome little file there. I can't wait to print out some of this stuff. So, as a lot of you know, these are solid, and so what you would have to do is go through and add some holes, hollow them out. So we're just going to go ahead and hollow out 2mm thickness. Infill grid, we'll just set it at 20%, and then we'll start. Chitubox does its thing, and it hollows out the item, which is really good, and we can see through there that it's got the infill on both of those things, so we're good to go. Some great animation, by the way. And then, of course, what the other thing that you would want to do is to dig some holes in there. So we're going to add some holes to, just kind of get rid of the resin. There we go. We got a hole, and then let's put some on the bottom to drain out those resins. I'll just kind of throw some holes in there, because you don't want that resin trapped in your model. So we do that, and then what we can end up doing, let's repair. Now we're going to go over to supports in this top right, and you have a lot of different things that you can end up doing. You can have light, medium, or heavy supports that we see on this right hand side, and let's just put it at medium, and we'll leave everything the same and just hit plus all. The program will run through, it will add the supports, and obviously this isn't how I would print this. You'd want to angle and rotate your figure towards the back, so that you don't have supports on the front. Beneficial for resin printing. So what I ended up doing is purchasing Chitubox Pro, based on the good experiences that I had with the basic version, which is the free version. Here's where the problem comes into play. So let's go back to our files here, and we'll go back to our print files, and we'll do the Old Man Logan again, and we'll put the same two files. We'll drag those in here. Boom. Everything's good to go. So let's kind of move these around so that it's on the build plate. But here is the rub, and this is what I found. Now I'm running this on an iMac Mini, a 2023 with 32 gigs of RAM. I don't have any other programs open, aside from, a few browser windows and Notepad and some stickies and a VPN I'm not even using. But with that, what I found is if I go to supports, and so for example, if I want to do middle supports, everything's processed, we're good to go, and we hit in this bottom right plus all, what ends up happening is that the Pro version stops right here. and it never goes away. It essentially freezes. Now, if we go on Pro and we right click, it doesn't say force quit, but I cannot get past this here with middle supports. And I also cannot get past it with light supports doing the auto support function. Sometimes I can get the heavy supports to go in, but that's not really beneficial. And you know, if you start adding your own supports, I can add in manual supports of heavy, middle, and light, or a combination of those. But when I do auto supports for light or middle, this will freeze up. But I've never had a program freeze on this 2023 iMac Mini with 32 gigs of RAM. Yeah, it's just froze. You know, I can press right, left, click buttons, nothing happens. But I've never had a program freeze like this. And so eventually got to go down here, quit the program, and try doing it again. But it's basically not good. The people at Chitubox Pro, when I sent them an email, they ended up saying, oh, we'll try this and do this and reinstall. And I did a fresh reinstall. I deleted the program. You know, I stopped certain startup programs when my computer boots up to minimize resources or memory being used to the minimum, and I still have that problem. But the interesting thing is that with Chitubox Basic, I don't have any problems. But with the paid subscription, I have those problems, and it renders that those advanced features basically is useless. They said they're going to get it with their R&D and their tech guys, and they'll get back with me and see what happens. Now, the only reason I bought the subscription for Chitubox Pro is because there was like a 50% or 25% off or whatever it was off of their prescription. So I thought, hey, that's a good deal. I played with it, and the Chitubox Basic was awesome. Well, yeah, and now somebody clued me in onto Lychee, which is 20% off. It is also a subscription-based service. I am so tired of subscription-based programs. I'm an older guy, and I really dig the, you know, buy once, cry once. You know, I wish they had a thing where you could just buy it and pay one price and have a lifetime license. So to run this same example, we'll go back to Old Man Logan, and we'll drag these two into Lychee. And this is the free version. And obviously we gotta keep them separated. So we got that, and we're good to go. So this is similar in regards to the different things you could do to rotate, to scale, to copy, mirror, all of those neat things. Really seems user intuitive. You can set your printer, select the resin that you want, which I thought was really neat. You can import things, but you have layout, prepare, and then export. So if we go to this, now this is the free version of Lychee, or Lychee Slicer. So we can go through here, and if we do medium supports, and you can increase, you know, different variables, you know, with the Pro version. So let's just do the automatic supports, normal, density, blah, blah, blah. There it goes. I'm still getting familiar with this. But Lychee will go through. It will add the supports, whether they're light, and this is cool. These are the supports to not finding a place to go. The island supports were added. I like that. So it gives you a lot of useful information. But yeah, now obviously you wouldn't want supports and you angle this back. But what I'm seeing, the difference between Lychee, the free version, versus the Chitubox Basic version, definitely I seem to like Lychee better. Now when it comes to the Pro version of Chitubox, obviously I do not like that at all. And the fact that they could not give me an answer as to why this was happening, especially on a newer computer, and the problems that were occurring, that just seems like a big red flag. So anyway, I'd like to hear your 2 cents, and if you experience the same thing with Chitubox Pro and you overcame that in some way, shape, or form, I'd really like to learn how you did that. But with the way things stand right now, I think Lychee is coming out ahead when we're talking about doing this stuff. So yeah, just awesome stuff. So anyway, yeah, put it in the comments, let me know. I'm new. I haven't even printed out anything. I have my Elegoo Saturn 3 Ultra, and I'm waiting on a wash and cure station along with some IPA. But I wanted to get familiar with the slicer programs, and these are the ones that I've looked at so far. And Chitubox Pro is, yeah, last on the list. So thank you. Thank you for your help and experience, and look forward to reading your comments. Now, while I ragged on Chitubox a little bit, you know, paying for a frozen program, in all honesty, I have to say the customer service from Chitubox and those guys were great. As soon as I sent in my problem via email, I got a quick response, gave them the information that I had, explained the entire process and what I did during the workflow. I had screen captures, I had error reports that are generated that are sent to Apple. I sent them to Chitubox as well. So they went through and they said, we'll try these additional steps, backwards compatibility with graphics cards, empty out the cache of the program, and I did that, and nothing alleviated the problem. So I appreciate that they went through the steps that they did, and eventually within the scheme and going back and forth, me trying certain things, we found out that, yeah, it's a new bug. So yeah, go figure. Name the bug after me. But they're definitely going to look into it. They said, hey, keep us in mind. We're going to have our tech guys working on this because this is a bug. And I told them, absolutely, let me, keep me in mind and send me an email when you get this fixed. So yeah, there's that. I mean, I can't be mad at them when they have reached out with such quick responses. Obviously, they knew what they were talking about in regards to the troubleshooting steps that they sent me to narrow down what the problem actually was. So I got to give them, a thumbs up for that. Customer service, I got to give them another thumbs up. And for the end result, they said they were going to give me a refund because, the program doesn't work for me. And they said, I'll get that back in 3 to 5 business days. So that's another thumbs up. Even though it wasn't the outcome that I wanted, the customer service and the care and the professionalism that they had on their side, of course I had to reciprocate that as well, ended up being a great experience. So while it didn't work, I'm kind of glad I went through this process anyway, because at least I know that they care about their customers, and I find that refreshing. So until then, I don't want it to seem like, they don't know what they're talking about. That's absolutely not the case. I mean, what are the odds of being the one person that comes up and a new bug comes up? And me, apparently. So yeah, hopefully they get it fixed. And to answer the questions of some people that might be already going through your mind, have you tried other splicing software? And the answer is yes. What I ended up doing is trying Prusa, trying Orca, trying Lychee, and going through and using those and going through the same steps of hollowing out, putting in holes, and the automatic supports. And what I found was that I didn't have any problems with any other slicers. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So yeah, I definitely want to give a thumbs up to the people at Chitubox for their response and professionalism, because hey, there's a shortage of that going around, and I really appreciate that. So with that being said, I'm on the lookout for a new slicing program, and I'm just dipping my toe into the waters of Lychee, or however you pronounce it, and correct me if I'm wrong. So if you have some recommendations in regards to slicing programs for resin printers, I'm all ears, and put it in the comments section down below. All right, we'll see you later. Peace. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to stay up to date with what's going on with us, The Buried Life, as we're retired in Korea. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.